Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to episode 5 of our TerraFirmaPunk modded Minecraft Let's Play series. Last episode, I do want to start off by apologizing about last episode. I know it was probably a little bit more boring than our previous ones. I know we didn't get a whole lot done, but I've got everything figured out for this episode, and we should roll on through quite a few things. So, but if you recall last episode, we mainly just did some quests and tried to get the Anvil to work, and but to no avail on that. Now I don't exactly know what is going on here. I can only assume it's some kind of a blood moon, but yeah, this started happening. It was the first time this has ever happened that I've seen, or really noticed. Which I think it's kind of tough to notice. I mean, not to notice. Now you'll notice I did get a stone anvil up here, and I will show you in a minute how to do that. So you can actually bring one back with you and set it up in your base instead of having to, go down underground or whatnot. This is just about done, and we're gonna make some copper double ingots. So I figured it out finally. For starters, the first thing you want to make sure is that you have a hammer in here and flux in here. So make sure you've got all of that, and then you just wait for your copper to cook down, and this should be finishing in just a second. 1 hour tends to go pretty quick. Also, you'll notice I've got a bunch of wood collected up and got it stacked out here. I actually made some tool racks. So those are crafted like, well, I actually made these ones, but just lumber around a stick, and that'll get you those tool racks. I'll show you more about that in just a second. But let's go ahead and get to making these copper double ingots here. So first thing you want to do is pour your copper like we were doing. And I'm just going to make 2 of them, I think. Yeah. And I'll just let that solidify, I guess. I'm not really sure where my other ceramic mold went, because we had 11 of them, but yeah, now we're down to just 10. But you're going to want to keep this just like this and wait for it to turn orange. It'll be a solid then. We're going to pop it out, and once it's orange, we can actually mold or weld it. So, but these tool racks, you can, if you're not familiar with them, you can, say you got your javelin or whatever tool, you can just right click and store it on that, since the tools won't store in the chests here. So I've got them going into there, and I've also got these fruit trees here are actually producing fruit now, lemons, and I'm just gonna throw a torch down. I know it's probably dark for you guys, but they're producing lemons on that one, and then plums on this one over here. It did take a while for them to get to where they were producing fruit, but yeah, now they're doing that at a decent rate. I mean, it's not all the time. I can't live off that, but I imagine once we have a big orchard, it's going to be pretty good fruit production. Sorry, I'm kind of just, you got to kind of move sort of quickly once this hits orange, because once it cools much after that, you're not going to be able to shape it anymore. So this one's orange right now, but if you notice, it's still a liquid. So we're going to wait for just a second, and it should become a solid. This one's already a solid, so we'll go ahead and pull that one out. Okay, now this one's a solid, so we'll pull that out. So we'll just put them in here, and then once you have your hammer and your flux, you can just hit weld, and there you go. It's a lot easier than I was making it out to be last episode, but I was just kind of confused about the temperature and everything, and then when I checked on the wiki, it was like, oh, you just put 2 copper in there, and there you go. It didn't even say anything about temperature or whatnot. But we can put our copper in here like this, and that's going to get us the copper anvil. So, now that we've got that, oh, we can't move when we're holding it. Okay. Oh, we can put it on our back, though. Just put this anvil on our back. But yeah, apparently you're not going to be able to move around with it unless you wear it on your back. Just like the vessels and stuff. So we're going to just set it up, I think, just right here. Should be fine. And now we should be able to pull our flux, which I did make some more of that. Because we've got a bunch of that stone. It only uses 1 per craft, but it does seem like, you know, long term we're going to need quite a bit of that. So, and now I wonder, okay, yeah, it's still going to have to be warmed, but that's okay. We don't need any more copper double ingots right now. The next thing we're going to have to start working towards is bronze, which we're not going to do that this episode because we've got a lot of other stuff to cover. But the bronze, let's see, whereabouts is it? Okay, right here. There's 3 different kinds if you notice. There's like a standard bronze, there's a black bronze, and a bismuth bronze. Now the bronze, the standard bronze, you're going to make that, I believe, okay. Yeah, you're just going to make it with copper and then tin or cassiterite. So that's going to make, and with this pack, you're going to use a varying amount. Like if you notice, it's like 8 to 12% and 88 to 92% of the ingot. So basically, whenever you make this stuff, we're just going to dump a bunch of it into a ceramic vessel, like 1 part tin and 3 parts copper-ish, and it's just going to melt down and make however much bronze that we get. So there's also black bronze, which you can make with gold, malachite, tetrahedrite, or copper, and then silver. And then lastly, there's a bismuth bronze, which is like a zinc or saphirite, however you pronounce that, copper or malachite and all that again, and then a bismuthinite metal, which I think we've actually got a little bit of the bismuthinite. Yeah, just 1 piece. Oh, and then a small bismuthinite or bismuthinite. I don't know. Something like that. You'll also notice I set up a garden here. We've got, I found some corn. So we've got that growing. We've got some red bell peppers growing. I found a bit more of those, and they actually grow pretty fast. They're already at 30%. These are 15%. Corn does take a little while. My carrots are pretty close to 30%, and then we've got some onions that are growing pretty quickly as well. So, what did he drop? Copper nuggets. Okay. I've had them dropping like all kinds of things, you know, lately. So, so we got that garden going because, you know, I was tired of scavenging for food and whatnot. Another thing, there's the tool racks, but another thing I found out is you can actually stack these copper ingots, just like we did with the wood. But what you can do is you can just shift right click on the ground, or no, yeah, isn't it? Oh, that one's because this one has been worked. Okay, yeah, you shift right click and you can start stacking those ingots one at a time. So right there, if you notice at the bottom right, it says we have 41 of those. So that's how much I messed with that before I figured it out. So I do apologize again about that. I know last episode was probably pretty rough. And then I'm going to show you really, really quickly how to get that stone up here. Because, of course, if you break this, you're just going to get rocks, and then you can make the cobblestone. But what you can do is, let me see, which one do we want to do? I'm thinking this one down here, because I don't want all that gravel pouring down on us. But But the main thing is you have to break every connecting side. That doesn't include like corners. So for example, this block here is fine. And the blocks there on the side are fine. You just have to connect or break every connecting piece. So let's see. Do I have some dirt or something? No, I don't. Of course not. Let me kind of dig this a little bit so we have a way out once we get it. But then what you'll do is you'll just break every piece that connects to it, and it'll break off like that. And so now we have just a smooth piece of basalt. So I would suggest that as far as bringing your anvil back to your base instead of doing this mess that I did. It definitely made things a lot easier when I got that set up over here, so I could just cook it and then immediately it was right here, you know. Oh, these snowberries are starting to grow, so that means it's probably, yeah, it's like late summer. Yeah. Alright. And so we got some more fruit growing. And then see, we've got lemons here. And once again, you can craft those together just like this. So, which I'm pretty much living off of fruit right now, but that's fine because all in all, I'm producing enough to keep me fed and everything. So, and I did get some squash too. I've got some squash seeds, but I don't have any planted just yet. So, anyway, the next thing I want to cover here is the quest book. I've actually got quite a few quests completed in here. So we have 5 quests currently with unclaimed rewards. First up, we finished the logs into lumber. That was one that we'd finished before, and I guess when we made, because this wasn't here before, but I guess when we made the anvil, it unlocked all this stuff and just skipped all of that. I don't know why. Anyway, we'll get we'll turn this in. We'll get a pine sapling, and we'll just take maple logs. Sound good? Let me set that up there, and I'm just gonna throw this sapling in here. So, then what is this? Oh, they want us to make support beams so we can keep our ceilings up. They want us to make chests. We've already covered chests and buckets. The bucket I do have, though, I got from a zombie. But barrels, we're actually going to be covering that in just a minute as well. But we do have quite a bit of blacksmith stuff done. The first one, we get a full heart, iron nugget, some peat, and let's go ahead and take the copper axe, because I've actually done a bit of durability damage to the one that I had. Alright, we are up to 6 lives again. Hopefully we don't lose them. I feel like we're actually getting somewhere now, because this stuff actually unlocked a ton of stuff that we can do and everything. So then I finished all the tools out. We'll get a reward bag, but I really don't know. I really don't know which of these to go with. I'm going to go with the copper gear, because honestly that sounds like it would be harder to make than the rest of this stuff. Maybe. I don't know. And then we'll get another reward bag, and then another reward bag. So, let me put some of that up, mainly that gear, and some of this copper and junk. First one we got a bunch of basalt junk. Then we got bricks, glowstone dust, and a diamond. That's actually, I'm assuming that's actually pretty good, but that remains to be seen, I guess. Okay, and then squash seeds and a stone hoe. That's kind of junk, but whatever. These not okay. These stack. All right, and then let's see, fence posts. They want us to do this the slice with water and everything. God, collect 64 willow saplings and start a large tree farm. Huh. Chestnuts. They want us to get 64 chestnut saplings. Okay, that stuff's going to take a little while. I might have to do that maybe off camera. It's a lot of saplings. But I do think between this episode and next, I am going to start looking at building a little bit more of a permanent base because we can't live in this shack and try to make it through winter and everything like this. So, but that sugarcane that I put in here has finally changed over to sugar. So we're actually going to look at making a barrel because there's something that we can do with that. Oh yeah, wood's out here. Grab just a few pieces and we'll cut this down into planks. And the barrel, you can just craft it like this, and that's going to get you a barrel of the respective wood type. Oh, I like these berries. And we'll just set that up just right here. Now what we can do is we can put this sugar into here and seal it. Let's see, I think that's right. Let me double check on it. 72 hours. Oh, we're going to need water in it too. That makes sense. So let me unseal that. Can I just put seal? Okay. And we need like 1,000 millibuckets in here. I believe was what it was, right? No, 10,000 millibuckets. Okay. So let me go fill all this stuff up with water. And I wonder why that's not filling in. Okay. It just emptied. Okay, I'm still in that bug. Sometimes it doesn't, you know, actually take the, or doesn't fill up buckets, I've noticed. And that's like a thing in every pack, so I don't know what it is. Anyway, we'll get our 10,000 millibuckets in there, and then we'll throw that sugar in there and seal it up. And after 72 hours, that is actually going to turn that water into rum. So, I don't quite know the benefits of rum right now, but I'm assuming that we'll be able to get ourselves a ship and just become a pirate or something after we get that. So we'll start crafting some of that up. And since we crafted a barrel, oh yeah, we're going to need a few of these, aren't we? Oh, we got another quest log too, or quest section. Does it? Okay, I'm assuming that we can make it with whatever we want, so go ahead and craft up a few more of these. And okay, it's not I guess counting that one that I just set up. I should have made the 4 first. I need more logs. Alright. And yeah, if you notice, I've been just kind of clearing out trees in this general vicinity right now, but okay, so now we completed that quest. It gives us 2 ceramic vessels, a reward bag, and I guess let's take why down? That sounds good to me. The torches are going out. You don't really seem to have torches in this pack. Monsters, like I said before, monsters are going to quit spawning once you know, you've been in an area for a while. So we got some support beams, fence gate, and a tool rack. Woo. Oh, I didn't think about, is there another tool rack that we could have been using? Yes. It's pretty much the same. Oh, but it'll actually take the prospector's pick. These ones will not take the prospector's pick, but the tool racks from TerraFirmaCraft will. So let's take a quick look at the recipe for that. Oh, these are actually a bit cheaper too. So, yeah, if you want, I would just make those actually instead of... I'm just used to using the Bibliocraft ones, and I was like, oh, the recipe's not too bad on that. Alright, I'm going to set these barrels up. Actually, no. Tell you what, for right now, I'm just going to set the barrels up right here. Just because we can always use them for storage and stuff, so. Let's see. Oh, I did that thing. Anytime I hit, like, the R button, it just throws my inventory all out of whack. Oh, they want us to get, milk. Oh, it has to be a female cow in this pack. It looks like to get milk. So we'll definitely try to get some cows. Okay. Medium soaked hide. Taking a medium rawhide, soaking it in a barrel full of lime water overnight. Then take the lime soaked hide and place it on a log laying on the ground. Oh, okay. And proceed to scrape the dark spots before soaking the hide in a barrel full of tannin. Okay. It's kind of hard to read this font in the quest book, I've noticed. It's really, really small, but okay, we'll have to figure out how to make lime water. And then back to the grind. So we've got a few quests here. And let's see what's in this new quest log. Oh, we're going to start getting into the power, it looks like. They want us to make a pendulum. So I'm kind of curious how that's crafted. We're going to need wooden cogwheels, wooden rods, planks, and then bricks. Oh, fun. Okay. We do have those reeds, though, so we can make some paper. Because if you recall, we have a quest here to get some paper. Let's see. Yeah, 9 pieces of it. Okay, and we get 2 per craft, so I think I've got enough reeds here. I should. Yeah. And that'll get us the paper that we need. And let's go with the... Let's go ahead and go with the marking. I know that's something we're going to need before too long, because that's for making recipes and stuff with the anvil. And we got 4 things of salt. Alright, and then they want us to make this antique atlas. If I recall correctly, it's just a mapping mod, but we do get a heart from this, so it's definitely worth doing. We'll need a feather, a medium rawhide, and some markings. I'll tell you what, I don't think I have a feather at the moment. Other than that, we've pretty much got everything, but I haven't found any chickens the whole time. Like chickens and cows, I have not found, so... Alright, but it does look like these aren't going to dry on these racks. So, it looks like you're going to have to do that soaking thing. So let's look really, really quickly and see if we can figure out how we make lime water. Oh, you can just fill a vessel or barrel full of flux. Or put some flux with water in there. Okay. And then once it turns... Oh, that's instant too. Okay. Well, let's do that really, really quick. Grab our medium rawhide. I'll tell you what, let's grab both of them. And was the quest for a small one or a large one? I can't recall. A medium, I mean. Okay. So, how many... Oh, we gotta fill this up with water again. Oh, we have this vessel here, though. And I can... do this in a vessel or barrel. Okay. So we'll add just 1 piece of our flux into that. And... Oh. Oh, it's not really doing it instantly. Oh, that does 500 millibuckets. So let's grab a bit more flux here. Output is lime water. Okay. So then, do I just put it in a bucket, maybe? Oh, there we go. We got 5,000 millibuckets now of lime water. So it just took it a second. And then we can just throw our medium rawhides in there and then seal it up. And then we will wait for that to change over. So I'm going to cut camera right now, and I will be back in just a minute when that gets done. Okay, welcome back. That's not quite done just yet, but it should be in just a minute. But I am going to go over a couple other little things. I know next episode we're probably going to make the pendulum, but to do that, we're going to have to get the wooden, the wooden cogwheels aren't too bad. The planks, let's see. No, I was looking for, let's see, chestnut. Yeah, see, we can just cut that down, you know, a piece of the wood. And I don't know, we'll figure that out to get those kind of planks. I was thinking we could just, yeah, we can just craft them like that. So that's not too bad. The only thing that's really an issue, yeah, the wooden rod's not bad, but the bricks here, we're gonna have to make bricks, which are just the chisel with a piece of rock, but we're also gonna have to make this mortar, which we put sand into lime water, and that's how we're going to get mortar. So I think we've got some sand around here in this mess that I've got going on here. I'm going to try to get this a little bit organized and everything between this episode and next, but let's see. I thought we had some sand from somewhere. Okay, maybe we don't. Let's see if we can go find some sand really quick. Now I know the sand is not going to be the same as it normally is. It doesn't look like, it doesn't really look the same as sand does, you know, in vanilla or whatever. Let me see. Might have to go up here to the north really quick. But that'll get us that pendulum, and so we can actually start getting into like the gears and stuff. So what I'm thinking for next episode is we'll get that crafted and start looking at that, and we'll also get, I'm going to do a bunch of mining between this episode and next, and hopefully get the stuff to set up or to get our bronze anvil. So hopefully next episode we'll be doing that, and we'll also probably start looking at markings, because I read a little bit about those. We're gonna have to make those to make like a pattern. I'm gonna mark this actually because I was needing some more clay. I'm not gonna do that right now on camera. Let's see if we can find some sand. But hopefully get you know, that bronze anvil set up and get those markings made, and then we can start. Oh, what is that? What in the world is that? We can start making our tools that way instead of, you know, having to cast them and all that mess. Come here, fish. Can I kill you? Hey. Hey. Yeah. So we got some fish, which that should, yeah, it gives us a little bit of experience in our butchery skill. It does take a really long time to level those skills, I've come to find, but We can actually craft a fishing pole now as well. I'm not entirely sure, though, where sand is, so we might give up on that, and I'll just try to find some between this episode and next and figure out where I found it. What is this place? Sulfur? Hey. Oh. Like instantly breaks. Huh. Oops. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this is. Because I figured we'd find some sand out here, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I'll try to figure that out for next episode, like where to go about. I imagine it's probably under the ground here, maybe? No. That's all just gravel. But I'll figure that out for next episode. And we'll get the mortar made, and why can't I not sprint? I don't know. And the anvil, and start doing those markings and everything, so that that way we can just pound out, you know, a pick or whatever with those marking recipes. Now I'm not entirely sure. I assume the metal's probably still got to be heated, so we're not totally out of, you know, having to heat that down. But I know pretty soon we'll be getting into a better way to heat our metals, because you can build like a forge or something and heat them that way. So that's what we'll be moving towards before too long, hopefully. So, but I'm gonna cut camera, and I'll be back once we get back to the house. We're not too far off right now, but I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Our leather is done. If you notice, it used up just a little bit of the lime water that was in here, and we got this soaked hide. Now let's see if we can skin this down. We'll need a knife, and it said to just right click. Okay, and then we just lay it out, I guess. Shift, no. Shift, no. Okay, let me see. Where's the quest book here? Place it on a log laying on the ground and proceed to scrape the dark spots. Well, it's not, maybe we'll just throw it on there. No. Okay, let me try just chucking a log on the ground, maybe. Just don't. Okay. Maybe it has to. Okay, you have to make it face away. So just put it up against something, and then you can place it. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. And I guess. Okay, and we just go through and we just right-click all the spots that are, you know, kind of reddish, and then we can get it off, and that gets us our medium scraped hide. So then we just have to get the sand to make. I mean, not the sand to make the mortar. The next thing we have to do is tan it or prepare it, and I looked up the recipe because it was like it put it in a barrel of tonic or tannin, I mean, and I couldn't find any recipe for that. But according to this, we're just going to put it in a vessel with water. So that's all we got to do, and then give it 8 hours, and that will prepare it for us. I've already got a barrel here ready, so we'll just seal that. Oops, wrong one. We'll just seal it with that in there. Actually, I should probably do this other one first, huh? Oops. I broke my knife. I'll do that off camera. You guys have seen that now. And the last thing that I want to do really, really quick is let's go ahead and make our fishing pole and bow. So it's just going to be sticks and string. I think that's pretty much it for both the recipes. Just pretty much vanilla recipe for a fishing pole. And then the bow, I'm assuming is it this way? Or is it the other way around? There. Okay. You can tell how often I make vanilla bows. And that finishes out those two quests. So let's throw some of this junk in here. And then just really quickly turn those in. Get some string in a reward bag. And oh, wool yarn. We can actually use that. And then they want us to make arrows, which of course those are going to require feathers. I don't have any of those at the moment. Then they want us to cook some fish. So, oh, we're going to, well, let's see. Cut and clean this raw fish into a healthy meal. How do we do that? Okay, maybe it has to be the fish caught with fishing pole. I'm not for sure. Oh, okay. You can just put your raw fish in there, and that's gonna, or your fish, and that's gonna get you your raw fish, and then we can manual submit the quest and get the fish back. Okay. And then we can cook that and everything. So that finishes out those few quests there. And gets us through that. Now we got a reward bag here. We got, oh, just a bunch of food. Half-eaten lunch sack. Alright, but I do believe we'll probably end the episode there. That leather will prepare, you know, between episodes. And I'm going to try, like I said, to get, maybe start setting up a new base. It'll be close to here. It's not going to be too far. There was one area over there I was looking at. That one is a little bit of a distance, but we'll see. And like I said, next episode we'll get the bronze anvil set up and maybe start looking at setting up those markings and stuff, so we can actually start crafting things with that, and get that pendulum made, and just, you know, kind of just go through some of this stuff next episode. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's very, very much appreciated. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been watching. It definitely means a lot to me. And until next episode, take care, and I will see you then.